Welcome in everyone to the Challenge After Show tonight. Pamela, Jenna, and I are talking about the Challenge All-Stars Season 4, Episode 7, Catch a Falling Star. Go ahead there,
Yeah.
ladies. Jump up and just catch that thing.
And put it in your pocket, never let it fade away.
Very nice.
That's the song.
They tonight was
Is that
called
a
Catch a
nursery
Falling.
rhyme that I forgot about and now I'm remembering?
I don't know its origin story, but for me, for my personal origin journey with this song is that it was in the Princess Diaries with Anne Hathaway. So
Yes,
that's
it
how I know
was.
the song. They sang it in their chorus class, I think, and that is how I know Catch a Falling Star.
Do you know
Sounds
that
familiar.
scene with her in Princess Diaries where she slips on the bleachers and falls? And
I
then her
don't
friend,
know.
oh yeah, she's it's raining out or whatever, and she's on there with like an umbrella, and she's like messing around on the bleachers talking with her funny friend or whatever, and she accidentally like slips and falls. And the girls, "Are you all right?" That wasn't part of the scene to show her clumsiness. But they kept it in because it was so good and it went with her character because her friend. She breaks character completely, and you'll go
Right.
watch it back. She goes, "Are you okay?" Like she totally breaks out, and she goes, "Yeah, yeah, keep going." And then Anne Hathaway, bless her heart, says, "Oh, keep going." Like she plays along with the scene, like to keep it going. Have you seen Anne Hathaway in that new movie that she's in too, where she dates that young guy?
I haven't seen it, but I saw the preview on whatever streaming
Is it
platform it's
Amazon
on.
Prime, Pamela? I watched it with my family when they were in
It
town.
looks good.
It's it's cheesy, but we had fun with it. We were making fun of it. And we had fun. We watched the whole
Yeah.
damn, yeah.
But
My
wait, is
dad,
it?
go
Go
on.
ahead. Go ahead.
I was my dad was like, "What the
Anne
hell is this? What are
Hathaway.
we
I'm
watching?"
always happy to, yeah, always happy to have a little Anne Hathaway. And like, I'm sure I'm not expecting that movie to like blow my mind, but I heard it was
Yeah.
cute.
And she looks really, my dad even said, he said, she looks really good. I'm like, she
Incredible.
looks like the same as she did 10 years ago. It's
Always
crazy.
look the same. Yeah, she's
Yeah. All right. Well,
like
I'm glad we brought
J-Lo.
it. Thank you, Jenna, for bringing up the song.
Welcome. Well, thank you for bringing up the episode title.
I
Dan, the
didn't know
small
that
things
because
to you.
it was one of the answers in trivia.
Don't get me started with this trivia, by the
Wait,
way.
Okay.
that was
I
a
I was
question
swear.
trivia?
I
Yes, it was one of the answers because I was like, unless I don't know, we can.
well, I have a lot of we can talk trivia. It might have been one of the answers because all this trivia was answers from did you remember what happened the last 6 episodes? And I was like, nah, I
Uh,
didn't. I didn't need to relive them, but thanks a lot for this episode. It was like one of those 90s shows where they do a 100th episode where they just recap what happened in the last
Mm,
6 seasons before they got to the 100th episode. I'm like,
it's just like a compilation. Yeah, no, this trivia sucked. It was so
sure did.
disappointing.
It
I mean,
sure
there were
did.
some highlights. Nicole had me laughing. Nicole was the shining star, catching a falling star. She was the shining star of this trivia.
Yeah, I wrote down some of the funny moments because that's all I really had. Like, I didn't write down any of the questions. So, like, I don't care if I remember who went into the elimination 3 episodes. I don't care about that. I did write down a few of the ones that weren't trivia because the rest of it honestly was a spelling bee, which I also didn't care about. So
Yeah.
there were a few that weren't spelling bee or episode related. So I wrote those down so we can talk about those. But like other than that, I did not care.
I know. Why was there only like three random actual trivia questions? Like everything was challenge related or spelling, and then there was like a random, what's the animal of Africa?
Yeah,
Just like randomly thrown in there. If I was
which
here, I'd be like, wait, why
yeah.
am I getting this when everyone's getting what was the time difference we were allowed in challenge four? Like it was so random.
I knew that answer though. It was 30 seconds. I knew that one.
It was 30 seconds, and it was one of the easiest ones. Because also the difficulty level between spelling was so unequal and
Oh,
so unfair. I would be so pissed.
yeah.
Reykjavik unbraided. Like you can't do Reykjavik and unbraided.
Yeah. What the hell was Reykjavik? I was like,
Mission
what is
and
this?
Reykjavik.
A
Like
name of
how
a city you've never heard of in a different country versus like mission was mission or
Mission.
something
Yes,
Yep.
Mission was
mission
one.
Yep.
like
I
mission
mean,
really.
And I'm sorry,
yeah.
like why would you think that any of these people would do research on South Africa so they could be like before they got there? No, they're just going on a show. I'm sorry, but like this was super unentertaining, not only probably for them, but as a viewer, we don't know these are so ridiculously. The only one I was like, oh, this is way too easy is to say what was the first video game that Mario appeared in?
Hmm.
And
You knew that one?
it was Donkey Kong, and his name wasn't even Mario yet. The name of the character was Jumpman. And
Oh,
they later named him Mario. You know, so because I believe it was this I'll get comments for this. I think it was the name of his lawyer, or I don't think it was like the name of his plumber.
Yeah.
I think it was the name of like his look, because plumber is Mario's occupation. But I think it was like the name of his lawyer or something like that, and that's how he got the name Mario. I don't know, but please, someone will correct me in the comments for that one for
but
sure.
you do know a lot, though.
You
You
do.
do know a lot about the history of Mario, I
The
will
Jumpman
say.
is correct. They're not going to get me on Jumpman. Jumpman was his original name, so
That's
yes.
fine. Good for you.
Oh,
If only you
thanks.
were there, Dan.
I know.
I would have got that one for sure. Okay, let's move into this a little bit. Let's do our vignettes because those are always
Mm.
fun. Not that many great vignettes tonight, but they did set up the episode pretty well here. They automatically are talking about Adam wants to go in there and get back his star. Oh, what happened tonight? Adam went in there. Then they show Ryan and they talk about Ryan. He's 8 months sober. Thought that was a really cool thing that he's going through that. But he was also a big name tonight because he was up for elimination as well. And then they talk about Brad and Leroy and how they have sucked this whole season. And lo and behold, Brad goes into elimination as well. So they kind of gave stuff away, but at least there was a lot of guessing though. Because Ryan and Leroy had nothing really to do with that end thing. So that was good. But
Yeah,
if you ladies want to jump in, please go ahead. Let's talk about it.
I thought for sure that Ryan was going home
Me
because
too.
I thought 100% with my Dan hat on. I was like, oh, Dan always knows from the beginning vignettes who it's going to be because, and I was like, well, Ryan had that great story that was really kudos to him. And also I liked that vignette. I liked him like he got it to like jump in the pool slowly as he talked about like what a second chance on life he had, and it was great. So I definitely thought it was going to be him and Brad, because then Brad had his moment of talking about buying property in northern Michigan and wanting to feeling like he wasn't doing great this season. So I
You
felt
know
like
why I also thought it was going to be Ryan is in the confessionals for Ryan tonight, he was like wearing a cutoff and you saw a giant bruise on his arm. So I was like,
yes.
he either got the bruise from falling in trivia or he got the bruise from the elimination that we haven't seen yet. And maybe this, and they obviously have to do an exit interview. So I thought that's why he was going home as well. But lo and behold, it looks like maybe he just got it from the falling in the water, or maybe he gets it in another episode coming up because you know
yeah,
they just make you answer a
I don't
bunch of
know. They did
questions and
not
change your
explain it,
outfit.
but I was so thinking he was going home, so much so that I was like mad at the show, at the editing, at the producers. I was like, come on, stop doing this to us. Like, we're not idiots. We know what you're doing. And then they went ahead and tricked us, and it wasn't Ryan going home after
Yeah,
all. And I was thinking in my head, man, I really wish that they would tell us more about the players or introduce some of these stories and conversations without that person having to go
go
home later.
home, right?
So, and so that's actually what they did. So
Yep.
I was wrong, but
Mad
I
props
did.
to the producers for finally like doing that, because now that we know this about Ryan, it's not like I'm like, oh, I want Ryan to win, but like I'm like, good story for Ryan. I want to see him do well now. I still don't care if he wins or not, but at the same time, it's like, well, that's really like, to be sober for 8 months after having obviously issues with whatever he's having issues with, I think is a huge thing. I've never had those issues, so I can't really speak on it more than that. But props to having that type of addiction and be able to get out of that and move on with your
Yeah,
life.
I mean,
Absolutely. That's what he said, that his counselor or whatever said, 91% of people relapse in the first 3 months. And he said,
Yeah,
welcome to
whatever.
the 9%, something that was really great. And also, yeah, having not seen Ryan for as long as as long as it's been, I feel like gay isn't a personality. Like we need to get a little bit more like Brian's gay. Like it's like, okay, we need a little more from these people than, like a 90s movie identifier. Like he's the nerd. Yeah, like I need more. So I agree. That was great to get it. And we don't get a ton of insight of his life. And I like Brian. Like the more we get of him, the more I like him.
Yeah.
yeah, I
Any
mean, it's a really
yeah, sorry,
tremendous
Jenna.
no, it's okay. I was just saying it's a really tremendous accomplishment. I mean, like I said, the stat speaks for itself that it's 91%. And I think, it really rings so true that addiction, once people have it, it's so hard for them to recover from that. So he should be so incredibly proud of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the name of the trivia was called Face the Facts. And ladies, we need to face the fact here that TJ on multiple occasions let people know that they would be jerked off the platform. Okay,
Oh,
just want to say that. He
oh yeah.
I
that
missed
did
that.
that
I
not
missed
hit you?
that
He
too.
said it multiple times. Every time, like he keeps saying the
Wow,
words
how did that
jerked
not
off.
hit me? Because there's nothing like a, okay, like you're pushing this joke a little too far. That gives me a secondhand embarrassment. So I'm shocked that I did not notice that he was really pushing for that joke.
No,
I
I don't
love
think
it.
he
I
was. No,
didn't notice it either.
I don't think he was pushing for the joke. I just
Oh,
think the producers were like, well, what do you call it when they get ripped off the platform? I would call it getting ripped off the platform, but
thrown off?
the thrown off the platform, but they wanted to call it being
Sure. I
jerked
mean,
off.
they're
That's just,
getting jerked
that was in
off.
his script. I don't think that he was doing it for a joke whatsoever. I just want to let you ladies know that the producers got him to say jerked off the platform multiple times in the episode.
I
So
like
Oh,
it.
wait, do you think he didn't even notice it either? And he's just like sick.
maybe
Like
he
if
just
you're
doesn't,
an
he
anchor
probably doesn't
making a
have
news
a
report,
shallow mind like I do, probably. I don't know. Who knows?
I feel like anyone would hear jerked off and think jerked off, but
Yeah.
it was in such appropriate context that maybe he really was
Yeah. I
like,
mean,
you're about to get.
he's not correct. They got
No,
jerked
he
off
is
the platform.
correct.
They did.
It did
Like,
get jerked off, which
he
is very
certainly did.
different from what, right.
That was
multiple
As
one of the
times
other
it
great
sounds
parts.
like.
That was like one of the only good parts of this was they really got flung off there, and to show that in slow motion or even sped up, it looked cool either way. Like they
yeah.
had no control of their body. One of, I don't know if it was Jay or someone, their little legs were flailing like this. It was in
Oh,
the air. It was hilarious.
That could not have felt good. You know, they
Right.
didn't go into detail about whether any of them got hurt or felt like rattled hitting the water. When sometimes people say that, they're like, "Oh my God, I went under there and I felt like I couldn't breathe. It was so scary." Nobody
Yeah.
really talks about that, but that could not have been
Let me ask
pleasant.
you this, ladies. Do we know if Cam had a C-section or not, or did she have a
She did.
natural?
Yeah, she said it on the first
Okay,
episode.
that's
Yeah.
what I thought, and that my wife also did, and there's no way in hell I would have let her up there after. I mean, I guess it's
Mm.
been a while since, but like I'd be afraid. Like there's a like they let so like the scar apparently, and they cut through layers and layers of your skin or whatever. That's what Stacey. I mean, they were telling Stacey and I both about it, and then like they just put you back together. I'm like, what? Like I would want like years and years to heal. It's a pretty decent sized scar there. I'd be concerned about the ripping of that. I'm sorry, but like I think she's probably fine, but like I'd be really nervous for my wife going up there and getting jerked off the platform.
Yeah, and it could be sensitive for quite some time too, or even
Yeah.
like numb. I know somebody who had a
Yes.
C-section and said that she couldn't even feel that area for months and months after
Yep.
having it. So you can't even have that threshold of pain. You don't even know what's happening
Ugh.
because it's numb. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. She must be
Well, I think the
she was
kid,
up there.
how old is the son at that point during the filming? He was like, what, 9 months? I'm making a number up, but I think he was pretty
She
old. He was older.
Yeah, she said in the first episode 8 months. She's 8 months
Okay.
postpartum and she had a C-section. Yeah. But I mean,
So
everybody's different. I don't know. I
I
think some
know,
are
but
closer,
that is still,
some
that's a
aren't.
good amount of time. But at the same time, I
Yeah.
would still have been like, if that was my wife, I'd have been like, hey, can we, like she can lose, but does she have to hurt herself? Like, or possibly hurt herself doing that? I don't know. Anyways, anything else you want? I mean, I don't. I mean, I don't have much to say about this. Adam said one of his answers was hump and rope, but that wasn't
Mm.
the answer. That was kind of fun. Now,
Mhm.
little side thing. I think it's been out there enough on social media that we can talk about it a little bit. But his partner tonight was Avery, Adam, and Avery, and I don't know if we're gonna get into it this season, but
Oh, they hook
yeah,
up?
I don't know. I don't
no.
know if they're supposedly doing a little bit of dating. So I think that that's great. I
Oh,
love them
Right.
together.
Me
I like both
too.
of them individually. So obviously I would like them together as well. Brandon went on Pamela, your best friend's podcast,
Ugh, Zach.
Zach's podcast. That's correct. Good
uh,
answer. And Brandon was saying like stuff about the women on the show and how like they're not as good looking as they are on TV. It was like some pretty like, but he said, he said Avery was good to look at, but she was too busy running off with Adam, but she could have been with me. And I'm like, Brandon, maybe she
wait, Brandon?
I'm like, Brandon, first of all, Adam's a good looking dude. Why can't Adam have a chance with Avery?
Yeah.
And then a lot of people in the comments were like, sorry, Brandon. Adam is a good looking guy. I'd be going after him too. Like, well, I don't know
Oh
why
my
Brandon
God,
was saying like
that's so
Adam wasn't a good looking guy. It was interesting. Go listen to it if anyone wants to listen to that podcast. But
Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen because all of this sounds rude on
I
his
thought it
part.
did too. Some people were like,
Was he making a
some
joke,
people.
or was he?
Sorry, go on, Pam.
I'm just asking you. What to clarify? Was he trying to be funny, or was like?
Yeah, because some people were like, "Oh, thanks for being real with us, Brandon. You crack me up." So maybe he was, but like, why? I don't know why that's your approach to being funny, saying that the women don't look better on TV than in person. And I don't know if that. I think it's more of like they are living in the same house every day and maybe not showering as much because they're getting sweaty. So maybe he meant it that way. I don't know. But go listen to it yourself. You can maybe I misinterpreted it and that's fine too. But that's what I got out of the clip that I saw on the podcast. But he also mentioned that Avery was with Adam, and I've heard it other ways. And I wanted to mention that they're together on this episode tonight. I think growing that relationship, they're just not showing it to us. And I wish they would. Maybe they haven't done anything yet, but like I'm all for it. Like, let's see that side of stuff.
If that is what Brandon said on Zach's podcast, Zach was probably like, "Yeah, brother, tell those ugly swamp donkeys they suck and they're so ugly."
Zach's changed, Jenna. You got to listen. He's a totally different guy now.
Yeah. I don't
All right.
know.
Anyways,
I don't know, but I like my hot take was Dan tonight. I'm like, Dan might be one of my favorites. Like, I might want Dan to win.
Who, me?
A lot.
I'm not on the show.
Dan?
Adam, sorry, Adam. I was confusing.
So confused.
Sorry, I'm very tired.
I am great. Thank you, Pamela.
The entire time I was trying to connect it to our Dan. I was like, what about our Dan? Like his conspiracy?
It's Adam and Avery. I don't know why I was thinking, I don't know why it turned into Dan, because maybe he's just on my mind right now. But was that Adam was like one of my favorite people. I really like Adam now.
I do too.
Yeah. I really like him. I've liked him the entire
Avery.
time. I wish that they would show him and Avery, but maybe
maybe they hook up right at the end of the season, or maybe they start dating after one of them went home. Because I was concerned if Adam went home tonight in the elimination. I'm like, oh, maybe they did start dating after the show, but now we still have that opportunity or chance, I should say. Maybe it unfolds before because we're already halfway through. They mentioned it to us. We're over halfway through.
Yeah.
Anyways, does anyone else have anything to say about the
only thing about trivia was Nicole. Nicole was just great. She thought J.K. Rowling was the writer of Lord of the Rings because she wrote Harry Potter. I just love where people are themselves. Like, just blurt it out, Nicole. She's like, wait, is that the same person who wrote Harry Potter? First, it's like
her voice is insane. Hey, she didn't actually say J.K. Rowling. She said another name. She said J.K. row, J.K. row.
But then also, I can't remember what the question was, but she did not get the answer right. But then TJ was like, no, Tolkien. It's orange.
Tolkien.
And she's like, what was it?
The author was Tolkien for Lord of the Rings. J.K. Rowling is Harry Potter.
No, Harry Potter. But also, there was an answer to a question. I think the right answer was orange, right? And she was like, "Oh, isn't that what I said? Orange?" And then TJ jerked her off.
Oh no, that was the balls. The black. Wait, I think the balls and the other and Jay.
It doesn't matter what the question was. Her response was funny because she said something so dead wrong.
So different, so off from orange. It was the Orange River, I believe, is the largest river that flows through South Africa, and she said. Who knows what she said, but it was not the color orange.
Did you guys know the tallest building? They're like, you know this, you've got this. And I was like, I've never heard of that. Like when they said
it was New York.
I thought it was like in Chicago or something.
I knew it wasn't the US. I knew it was going to be in a country in Asia or a city in Asia, whatever you want to call it. So I actually was thinking, like, I don't know why I thought Singapore. I don't know why. Maybe because I love that. I love that damn movie, Crazy Rich Asians, and that took place, I believe, in Singapore. Maybe I'm wrong.
Probably, we'll believe it.
I'm gonna have this. I'll get fact checked on that too.
It was Mumbai was the right answer.
Dubai.
Right?
Dubai.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. I was like, what, really? I would never have known that. I wasn't like, oh, dang. When I heard, I was like, what?
When I heard, I said, oh, yeah, that's right. Because I've seen the building. It's really cool looking. It's really like this, like skinny. I believe there's like some twists in it or something. We should look it up. So I don't look
like the Space Needle. Yeah, like there's so many things I guess not, obviously. But we don't know what.
No, the Space Needle's not that tall. I don't think the Space Needle's that tall.
No, I know, but there's things that came to my mind that none of them were close to correct. So it was just interesting that they were so like, you got this, you got this. Because I was like, they?
Yeah,
Yeah, and Veronica saying, I don't know. I almost was wondering if she was trying to lose, because remember earlier before they started the challenge of the day, she was saying, I want to win for Leroy, but I want to lose because that will benefit the other people that I'm working with in the house. So I was like, oh, is she saying she doesn't know because she wants to lose? But
oh,
I don't think
I
she
don't
would have
think she,
wanted to lose
no.
enough to throw it. Like,
honestly, it was just something I
Well,
noticed, and it's for conversation because really this episode wasn't that exciting. There's really nothing to talk about. So
I don't
that was
think she
one
wanted to get,
observation I had.
I think that she was being honest because I don't think she wanted to get jerked off the platform. And I'm not saying that to be funny. But I'm saying because like she doesn't want to put her body through that. Like that's not fun.
Yeah. Now I can't
right,
unhear it.
that's
Now I
true.
can't unhear jerked off.
Right.
So who was
So
Ace's partner?
Ace's partner
Cara.
was Cara,
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
which is funny
okay.
because she likes to choose Ace anytime she needs Ace. But last episode, she chose Jay instead of Ace. But Ace, of course, is a cool dude. He's a nice guy. He totally was like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. I'll be your partner this time. Yeah. One more
Did
thing.
he
I have a funny
win
thing. I thought
the watch?
Avery. Go on. You go first.
So I'm asking you guys just to clarify. Forgot. Didn't Ace win the thing that Cara didn't pick him for?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Ace is doing really well, huh?
He's having a good season. Why is it that every time I see Ace in a confessional, the dude's like trying to hold back a burp? Are you noticing this, or is it just me? He's like trying to finish. Watch it. Someone in the comment section, please agree with me on this. Tell me
I
you
see it.
noticed. You noticed?
What
I
you
see
mean?
it.
I know
No,
what you mean.
now that
Or
you
like,
say it, I can understand the description because he does always look like there's like something caught in his throat.
Right.
it's a burp. I'm telling you.
No,
I know what a burp sounds like or doesn't sound like
I
when you're
don't
trying to
think
hold
he's
it
really
back.
trying to hold back. I think it's just he like thinks and takes like does like a or he makes a point kind of thing. I don't think he's actually trying to hold back a burp
I'm
every
telling
time he
you,
talks.
he is.
I just know what you mean though. He does it like
Because he also just has like a very subdued, like southern, slow, kind of very like low
Yeah.
volume way of speaking. That's why I was amazed that after the challenge tonight, he does this Shakespearean performance. I was like, where is this coming from?
That was really good.
He had one sip of white wine and went full like one man show. I was like, oh, okay.
It was like
Ace.
a night. It was like a Knight's Tale of like the round table, and yeah, it was great.
It was great. I just
great.
did not know he had it in him.
I didn't. Oh, I feel like I remember liking Ace from other. Like I have fond feelings towards him, but I don't remember why
I
I
always
have
thought he
those
was kind of
feelings.
on his season of the Real World Paris with CT. I thought he was just kind of like a side character. I never thought he brought anything to the table. He was boring. He didn't really do much on the season. CT
Might
was that season.
remind
I mean, he just
me
was.
reminds me of someone that I like a lot. So maybe that's like
But
I'm
speaking of like
equating.
the not this is not the same
Who,
time period at
Ed?
all.
No, I'm right. Like a real person, not a TV person. They have the same kind of like, and my friend does that too. Like tell you that like I want to do like he's got similar mannerisms. But
Yeah.
I liked that, but I didn't understand why Brad was unhappy about it
He
until
was first of all, he shouldn't have been that unhappy about it, but he was unhappy because he didn't want to go into an elimination, which is beyond me because you need a star to go to the final. He didn't have one yet, but we can get into that in a second. Like
and
that's
then
why.
because I forgot like in this week the rules of I thought Ace was basically the decision maker since he won and he was making his announcement. Because then when they were having the deliberation, I thought he was revealing, so that's who I picked.
No, he
So then when
didn't.
they were having the deliberation, I was like, what how does this get picked again? And I'm like, oh,
Well,
it's the middle.
Ace was in the
That
middle
was
group.
Ace's sales pitch. Like that's
No,
where
he
Brad
was
was.
just, yeah, he was thinking that Brad wanted to go in. So I think he was trying to put an idea in the
Yeah.
minds of everybody in the house who was voting to try to make a Brad versus Adam. But Brad doesn't want to go in because Brad's having such a bad
Such a
season
bad
and he's
season.
lost his
But
mojo.
at the same
I think
time,
in
Brad,
his own head.
there's no other
He
way
needs to
for
go
him to
in.
get
Yeah.
one though. He has to get a star.
I don't think he's ready yet. I think he needed to regain some confidence and maybe like win a challenge, volunteer when he felt the elimination was right for him. He's in his own mind and he's lost his confidence.
Yeah.
And I think he's
not mentally there.
I think you're exactly right, Jenna. The way he wanted to go in was by winning a challenge, so then he could look down and see if it's an elimination he wants. And if he has no choice, he has no choice. Like, I have to go down now, I'm never going to get it. But at least he has a better opportunity to hear the rules first and see what it's all about. I want to talk a little bit more about that, but I just want to mention one more thing that I thought was really funny from the Daily Challenge. And it was every time Avery got an answer right, she would go, yes. And she would like, just so proud. It was they showed it multiple times. It was super cute. And it reminded me of like my wife when she gets excited. So that's maybe what it was. But she's like, yes, like she's just like pumped, like she got something right. Just like an innocent, just such a natural, she's excited for herself that she's doing well this season. And again, she's still that underdog that I'm rooting for. Like let's see her win this damn thing, you know?
And honestly, she's been in a good spot because she's been in a winner's circle or a middle circle, a voting circle, or flying under the radar. Like her name hasn't been said.
And I thought it was going to because of like that trio of the three girls with Rachel, Veronica, and Tina. But we're seeing that like Rachel's gone, Tina sucks at like most stuff, and Veronica's not in the best shape. So like what do they have? They don't have anything over her.
Where Ryan shone again, that's where I loved Ryan tonight, because obviously he loves Tina and is really close with her, but he's like, and then Tina, God, she's just so, you don't know what she's gonna say. She'd be like, I just went with, he did a Tina impersonation and it was great.
And that's
it's like you can love someone and still realize they're messy and stupid.
I appreciate Tina's self-awareness and her self-deprecation though, because she's saying like, man, I need to brush up on my strategizing. Like I even have like the book Strategies of War at my house. I haven't opened it.
Haven't cracked that one yet. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that she's at least admitting it, because really her politicking, it doesn't have any like point to it, you know. There's never like a meaning behind why she's doing something. She doesn't know what she's doing, and she voted
in her best friend that wins and protects her after she wins. It's like,
yeah, but
Rachel
that was
trying to just understand that Tina's dumb. Like, no offense on Tina, I don't mean in life, but about politicking in the challenge. She's not very sharp about it. She doesn't make very well thought out decisions. And Rachel, who is her closest friend, is like, I just don't understand why my name would ever come out of your mouth. It's like, I don't know, you know. So of course Ryan is right to be worried, because he's like, you don't know what's going to come out of Tina's mouth. Like, I know she has my back, but who knows what she would say.
But I kind of love it. Like, we need people in the game for that reason. Yes. We need to laugh. We need to have people who, I mean, shit, I don't know how I would be if I was on the show. So we kind of need someone who's the best at politicking, or maybe the people that aren't the best at the daily challenges, so that there's like that comedic part of it.
Yeah, and it is comedic because she is like bright and clever in her arguments and in social games. So it's funny that she admittedly is so bad at like making any sort of game decisions.
Yeah. Okay, so Adam, Steve, Ryan, and Brad, those are your four loser guys, the ones in last place or whatever. No one wants to put Steve down there, that he's done enough this season. He's gone down in eliminations. I appreciated that. They don't usually roll that way. So that was nice to see. Adam volunteered. Again, I appreciate that. Another reason why I like this guy so much.
Me too.
I'm not dumb. We don't just get to go to the final without a star. I need to get one. He's like, so he put his money where his mouth was, and he freaking won the damn thing. So Adam, another one of my favorites this season for sure.
Yeah. His confidence is really admirable, because it's just like, wow, that's really refreshing to see that he's ready to go down there, and he's at an older age, you know, than a lot of people in the house. Well, and just in general, he's like one of the first people to ever be on the real world. And for him to just believe in himself so much.
He was a Road Rules guy though, right?
Originally.
Was he? I'll look it up. I think he was a Road Rules guy to start. I think.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know, but that's what we wanted from Brad, is that, and I think that's what Ace felt like. Brad was going to have that attitude of like, I got to go in. I want to go in. I'm a champ. So I felt bad for Brad a little bit then, but I also felt bad for Ace, because I don't think he meant or intended at all to like upset anyone. I think he did
Yeah, I
think
think
that
the only thing Ace should have
was
been like, "Hey, Brad, do you want to go in? Because at night tonight at dinner, I'm gonna make a big speech
gonna do a
about
Yeah.
you.
Shakespearean
Like maybe
Make
reenactment.
just
that
check in with Brad. Just
literally, that's a big assumption to make, to put on an entire performance in front of the whole house. Also, I love seeing everybody's cutaway reactions of them watching in real time, because I feel like everyone's just trying to piece together, like,
what the hell's going on?
if he's as quiet as it seems like in the edit he's getting, I think it took everybody by surprise. And they're like, wait, should we laugh? Should we like look at each other with embarrassment in our eyes? Like, how are we feeling about this?
No.
Like, everyone was trying to suss out what he was doing.
Yeah.
Leroy was like, so I'm understanding you want Leroy then just spoke for the everybody. Like, so that meant you want these two guys in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what that meant.
speaking of old timey things, is anybody gonna check out Bridgerton tonight? New
I
season.
just got a notification that season 3 was on.
We are Stacy and I are gonna have dinner after this, and then try to binge at least. We're gonna get through one, but hopefully more than one tonight.
We have another show. Luke, what's it called?
CJ, what's it called?
That's why I'm like Nicole. I'm like, R. It starts with an R. What's the show? And Luke's like, I like what trivia? I'm like,
what's it on?
James
What's that?
Brolin.
What platform is it on?
Amazon. It's sort of sci-fi. It's called
Oh, is it the one with the? Oh God, Stacey and I almost started. Not reboot. That's a whole different show. No, I know it's like a sci-fi thing, and there's like a different like there's different. Someone went and stole something from him in a different world around the same thing. Yeah, we almost. I thought that was on Apple Plus. Why do I think it was on Apple Plus?
No, I think it's on Amazon, but I just got
No,
that.
there's one on Apple Plus. That's I'm thinking of. Then I'm
I
thinking
don't
on
know,
Apple Plus.
but I'm dying to watch Bridgerton. I watched one episode today, and I'm trying to.
Oh, you got through an episode. Look at you.
Yeah, I love it. And I just rewatched the whole first and second season this whole past 2 weeks, and I'm just,
They're both so good. Even that prequel one was good. That Charlotte one. Stacey and I
I
watched
haven't
that.
watched that one yet.
Oh, that one's good too. That one's fun.
That one's good too.
But no,
yeah. Bridgerton is a I will watch alone, and then this other show that's coming out is a Luke and I show, and he's home tonight, so we will watch. I want to say Reformation, but that's not what it's called. Something with an R that always makes me want to go. That
I feel like, Pam, this should be a quick Google away. Like, did you...
I think I'm Googling the wrong Brolin. I'm
hashtag
Josh
a quick
Brolin,
Google
Josh
away
Brolin.
if you're still listening. Hashtag
Josh
a quick Google
It comes
away.
back out today.
show.
Reacher?
No, Reacher's good though. Reacher's on
Outer Range.
huh?
Outer
Range. Outer Range makes me want to do that.
But wait, what's the
Outer
name of the show
Range.
is what?
Outer Range.
Outer Range doesn't start with an R. Oh, Range does, I guess.
Yeah, that's a very like Pam thought process to get to the conclusion, because it does not at all start with an R.
Books, JR, like she was sort of in the right vicinity.
Yeah, yeah, right. Universe, not the right word.
Right genre. You know, little confused, but Outer Range. So if you guys like that sort of thing, it's back on tonight for season 2. It is very good. Okay. It's a really good show. But Bridgerton, I'm gonna have to like watch myself this weekend.
Yeah, that's
was it good though, Jenna?
Yeah, I mean, it kicks off in a way you're like, well, all of the seasons are pretty fucked up situations, are they not? Like the way people fight each other and lie to each other, they're like pretty messed up. But you're in it for the love and for the romance, for the couple to find each other at the end. So of course, episode 1 kicks off in a way where you're like, oh no, this is gonna be dramatic. Like,
I hope so.
How are they gonna find each other through all of this muck, just like every other season, But yeah, it's a good startup for this season.
If I do not remember anything about season 2, doesn't matter.
I think it'll come back.
No, they'll do a recap. They did. We watched the recap this morning. And then I tried to convince Stacy before I went into work, like, let's watch 10 minutes. She's like, no, I want to watch the whole thing. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah, that's a tease. You don't want to
you can watch the recap. It will appear first. So it covered everything, because I wanted a recap too, because I always forget.
Yeah, I'm like,
it's a show for me where like I am watching Bridgerton. Like I'm not on my phone. It's not in the background.
Oh yeah, it's an event.
I'll go to wash a dish, and then I'll like pause. I'm like, I can't go wash this dish quickly and then hear it in the background.
Full attention. You give it your full attention.
You don't need to remember season 2, like the whole entire plot. Just, you know, that the Viscount and Viscountess are together.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna do a little recap.
oh, good.
And this is sorry for everybody. This is how bad this
Yeah,
episode
sorry, but I'm
because
excited
we're
and
like,
out of
I
range.
would
If you
so
like
much
other-
rather just
I think
talk
we have
about
some Bridgerton fans out there. All right, moving along. Cheat codes. Let's do a cheat code to get to this next part here. Cheat codes,
yeah.
elimination. Adam versus Brad. Again, they showed Adam and Brad in like the demonstration, so we knew damn well Leroy wasn't going to throw himself down there to get a second star to give to his lady Cam. So
Leroy was great comic relief tonight too. Leroy was cracking me up.
yeah, that was funny because I mean, like, I wouldn't go down there either. Hell no, that's not.
Yeah,
I
I
already
was like-
have a star, and I'm going to try to get one for my girl. I'm good. I won't do that. But
Yeah.
that you know what? But that would have been a great payoff if he went down there and got one for Cam. That's pretty cool. He would have stolen it from Kara too. Could have really changed the whole game around if he won.
I mean,
And I would have said, Adam, sorry you're sitting this out. I'm going against Brad all day, every day. Brad's my guy because Brad, what the hell was he doing during this elimination? He literally kept, I don't know if he thought every time he went there he had to hit the start button, or was he just messing up every time and hit the start button to start over? I don't know, but if he didn't know that, he was literally restarting his time every time. You had to hit the start button to start. You could see it clear as day on the thing. It said start button, then up, down, left, right, whatever the heck it said. But it didn't tell you to re-hit the start button ever again. It said hit the end button at the end. Brad, one of the worst seasons he's ever done. And it's crazy too, because All Stars 2 or 3, whatever the last one he was on, he was freaking amazing on that season. So really sucks to see Brad go out this way. I hope he comes back and does better again.
And this is as just to reiterate, this is just the overarching example of when you get in your head. Like, I don't know what happened, but his confidence shook and he just couldn't get it back, because I think he was making mental mistakes tonight. I don't really know. They didn't make it that clear. But yeah, sometimes you just get in a whatever and either you get out of it or you don't. And he just did not get out of it. This was not a season. It was a bummer. I felt bad for him, but
yeah, I can imagine this would be a tough one to, like, when you start it, you see it with clear eyes and you're like, oh, okay, I got this. Like, I'm remembering the first 4, but the more times you go back and forth, you're starting to blend in. Wait, where did I leave off? Was I up or down, right or left? Like, you're trying to, because it's one of those where Adam's point was, I'm going to take it slow and I'm going to get it right, which is where what I think I would do and I think is the right strategy, but you don't know if your opponent is correct and quick. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's a double-edged sword. You do need to be right. So maybe take your time, but you also do have to be quick and efficient. So if I'm Brad, I'm thinking like, I got to rip through this, but one wrong mistake and you're totally screwed and you can't.
No idea.
I think it's a know your audience / know your competitor. So if I know I'm going against Brad, I'm taking my time hoping he'll mess up. If I'm going against Adam, maybe Brad did make the right decision. Or do you realize, well, Adam's a pretty smart dude. He's probably going to take his time with this. Maybe I should also take my time with this. And I think the best way to split up those, because you said, Jenna, where am I going to know where I left off? There was red buttons and green buttons. So in theory, I know a couple times, maybe there's only a couple red buttons. Maybe just get the red buttons, come back, do all the green buttons, come back, do the red buttons again. So you know, guaranteed, I left off with this other color. I think I would have been good at this. I think I could do this
I
one.
thought it was in order, though. You can't just do the red ones.
It is in order, but like they had them, like they would do like some green buttons in a row, then it switched over to a couple red, then back to green. So if you split them up that way, you can do it that way too. Why not?
God, I wouldn't do that.
Or do it by rows. Try to just do
rows.
one row at a time. Do it that way then.
Yeah, it's also, everything is tougher when you're in a pressure cooker, you know.
Sure.
You practice a presentation at home and you're like, I did this amazing. I'm so ready. And then you get in front of the group and you're like, oh, I can't remember anything that I practiced. I'm stumbling over my words. It's exactly like that, you know, like,
yeah.
You watch it from home, you're like, oh, okay, I think I can do that. And then when you're down in the elimination field, you're probably like all scrambled.
Oh, I'm sure you are. But
like, do you guys ever have, like, with remote work, when you have to like hop on with a manager or something and it's like, just share your screen, and it's like, yeah, just like, oh, type in your like something very easy that you do all day, not like, a challenging task, and you're like, suddenly I'm like,
it's that pressure. It's that pressure to perform.
How does this work?
Being watched. It's like, I'm dialing your number. You just can't do anything all of a sudden.
Oh my God, it's so
it
true.
is true. I'm like, sure, like whatever I'm looking at will be what they need to see. And I'm like, I don't know how to open it. I don't know how to stream it. I have
Yes.
to find it. Yeah.
And I would
So
always do
nerve-wracking.
that in the office before COVID. If I had to write something with somebody over my shoulder and I had to write a word as simple as like plant. I'm saying that because there's a plant right in front of me. All of a sudden it's spelt like earth. Like it's just so wrong. Like I'm just like,
Right. No, it is. It is a weird feeling all of a sudden when you're being watched. Especially, I feel like it's almost worse with something you do regularly a lot because then you start thinking about it and it's like a thoughtless task. Like it's weird. It's like, how do I usually sign into my computer? Like, I don't know right now. I don't know anymore because if you think about it, yeah. Anyway, but it did think that they pulled it out with the editing with this and the commentary because they were like, Brad's just running through it. You're just seeing his little red shoes, like doing
red
all the stuff.
shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
So
was like,
yeah,
maybe he
Adam
is.
Adam mopped the floor with Brad. Adam
Yeah.
then decides to steal the star from Ace. And Derek is like, why Derek didn't like that decision, but he didn't like, that's not what he liked. He didn't like that Ace didn't care that his star was getting stolen. But my thought process was, well, Ace had the star just given to him last episode. He never really went down there and earned it himself. So I don't know what Derek expect Ace to do. Like say, no, if you don't steal my star right now, I will make sure that you keep it. Like, what did Derek really think that Ace could have done to, because the only other people that had stars were Leroy, who just earned it last week, and maybe Adam doesn't want to make an enemy out of Leroy because weren't they like, he was giving him a haircut the other week and they're like boys now? And then it's Steve, and Steve's been through the ringer multiple times trying to not only keep his star but get his star. So I totally get what Adam did by taking Aces. Aces didn't even earn it. So Derek, sorry, bro, don't agree with what you said. Ace totally gets what happened. Ace is a reasonable guy.
I think and unless I'm like making this much more nuanced and complicated than it is, but I think maybe Derek was being suspicious of what's going on there then, because why is Ace so cool about it, even though I understand why, because he didn't do anything to earn it. But I think he was thinking, is there some sort of a lot, like is something going on? Maybe that's why he didn't like it. I don't really know. What else? Why else would he care?
Jenna,
Like, who cares
thoughts?
if Ace is upset about losing his star or not?
No, I think my thought is that Adam just took back the star that was given away to Ace. Like Adam's star was taken and given to Ace. So I think it was like, okay, I'll take it back.
Yeah.
I think that's the general consensus. So that's why it's like, why did they have
So
Derek?
now
Like, I feel like
here's the fun part now is you have three dudes now that actually earned a star. So the next one should be more interesting, and maybe they will fight for like, no. If you don't take my star right now, especially if they bring it up, like if Leroy wants to, or Leroy starts to, like, someone wants to take Leroy's, Leroy says, no, look, I have all these connections. Don't take mine if you win. Maybe that'll start
Cam's
happening
gonna
now.
start. Cam's
Yeah, I
gonna
don't
start
think
politicking
this
for.
is really not a good season at all for Brad. Like he's gonna look back at this and be like, whoa, what happened? I
No,
still think that people are generally really lucky that he's out and that he's not making to the final. I
I
still
agree.
think, yeah.
Yeah, I think
me too. And I feel like Brad in an All-Star season prior had surprised me in an elimination, not unlike this one, that was a sort of run back and puzzle type of thing. And he did really well. And I was like, oh, Brad's smarter than I think he is. And again, this was not his season. He was not. It was a bad season for him. There's no real way around that. But I agree that he is still a good, very good competitor. He just, I don't know. He was off his game this season.
did you ladies watch the next on the challenge?
I don't think
Heard
I
it.
actually know.
Okay.
I think I
I'll
watched the
just bring up
bathroom
one
while it was
thing.
on.
Laurel and Nicole separately, it looks like, go after Cara next week, and they get like pretty outraged with her at different points. Believe Nicole during the daily challenge, and then Laurel looks like she goes after her during maybe a nomination type situation. So,
Oh, this is that nomination fight. I remember seeing that in the original teaser for like on this season. Yeah, I'm excited to see what that's about because sometimes Laurel is just like so off base with where she's
right.
coming from when she
A
has her
lot of
expression.
times I
Yeah.
mean, these with Cara this season, it's the weird combination of her being a champ that's proven at this point and like a self-assured adult, not just like a like underdog nerd girl. But also still everybody hates her because A, she's good. And B, I guess she is remember Veronica was like, no, she's really like unlikable. I guess there's some legitimate that there, but it's weird to me that everyone's mad that she's playing a selfish game when they all hate her. It's like everyone has been against her and rallying against her, and
Yeah.
now,
What do you expect her to do?
right,
Yeah.
like who was she supposed to side
Yeah.
with or like lean into in that? I don't get it, and I feel like it's not just a weird like Cara forever that I like her. I feel like it is like not, it doesn't make sense. And I think the truth of it is they don't want to go against her. So there's a lot of
Well, like
pretending
when
that
you if you watch
she
the next on the
deserves to be
challenge, on the
banged
next on
up
the
on.
challenge, like Nicole like wants to like fight her during the daily challenge. Like and Cara's like, yeah, fight me, like get kicked off the show. Like it's actually like about to like go to blows or something. It's real. I don't know what caused it. So like Cara, obviously, personality wise, people don't like it for some reason. Like, all right, I'll give an example of a time that I met Cara. Mind you, it was via of just video call, but we were all at AfterBuzz and we interviewed. Who did we interview? Who was
Natalie.
Natalie was our main
Natalie. And
interview,
Natalie
but
was with Polly and Cara.
Polly and Cara were there with her. And like while we were trying to have like a legit conversation with Natalie, Cara was being super annoying in the background the whole time, totally rubbed me the wrong way. And I didn't like Cara for the next couple of seasons. And that was
That was
before all that stuff started happening. Jenna, do you remember this though? I know Pam
Oh,
seems
of
to.
course I remember. I remember
Crazy,
a
right?
lot. She was in like underwear and knees-high socks
And
laying
weren't they
across
like
the
she
couch
was like complaining about like eating
Eating
ice
ice
cream?
cream.
Ice cream, right? Yeah, it was
Yes.
crazy. Like, what's
Ice cream
happening?
was
Listen,
happening.
it was a very bizarre moment in time. It was for sure.
And it was like it just came off to me as like super rude. She wasn't taking our questions seriously. And at the same time, I was like, Cara, I'm glad you're here because you're obviously a big name in this game. But literally, this was supposed to be a one-on-one interview with Natalie, who wanted to be there. But you
Right.
two are just trolling us in the background. Go back
Yeah.
and try to. I don't know what season it's from, but my God.
I've got an interpretation.
Oh, here we go. She's gonna
I,
defend her. Cara defender. Here we go.
I know, Cara Maria Defender. I think Natalie, and this was Natalie's first season, had a little imposter syndrome and was like, oh, I'll be more exciting if I bring on Polly and Cara, which for sure, yeah, that was more exciting than just Natalie, where I'm not defending Cara. And Polly, I thought was very likable on that, and I
He
hated him
wasn't
on the
that
show.
bad. It was Cara that was like, what
Well,
the
it was
hell's going
her.
on?
I think she's got, the actress Kristen Stewart does this. It's like a socially awkward thing that just comes off as really off-putting. I think that she was trying to let Natalie have the space since it was technically her interview, but it's like, be here or don't be here. Don't be on camera like rolling your eyes and eating ice cream. She just missed the mark, I think. I don't think it was intentionally bitchy.
Jenna,
I
are you
just think
looking
it
it up
came
right
off.
now? Because I want to
I'm
rewatch
looking
it
it
now.
up. And wait,
I
I
gotta
think
rewatch
I'm
this.
misremembering. I don't actually
I remember
see.
being starstruck and
I'm
also
telling you, she was there.
she was
No, no, she
there,
was
but she
there.
was
No,
not
she
really participating. She was definitely there, but she was like not,
What are
she
we
was acting like
misinterpret? What are we misinterpreting or misremembering, Jenna?
I misremembered. I guess she's not in underwear. Did she get up at one point? Not that it matters. Not that this.
Look, I don't necessarily remember the underwear, but like I remember
but
Natalie
she's
being here,
often
and
in
then they were
underwear. You could
seated
be
like
I
a
could
little
have
further back.
swore. I could have swore. I'm so wrong. Did I just
like
make this
shorts
up?
and knee socks because that rings true to me too. Is that not true?
Maybe I'm confusing a scene with her on the show with. Maybe she got
Or
up
like
at.
10 years of her Instagram in like shorts and knee
Maybe
socks.
that's
Like,
what it is. I think I'm putting it together, but
like
no, I don't think we ever get below the waist here. So I think I'm wrong with that. I don't know.
I, I don't know, but this is who cares? I think she was trying in a weird way. I don't think she's great at social. I don't think she has amazing social graces. I don't think she reads. She's not a social. She's not like a person that intuits other people's feelings
Well,
and the
if you
way
want to
to
be
sort of
nice, you can say
behave.
she's awkward. You can say she's awkward if you want to be nice. Jenna,
Total
tell me
socially
the
awkward.
number you found that, like, what's the name of the episode so I can look this up later and everyone else can look it up too. So they can, I want everyone to, did you find it though, Jenna, before I say this
I
next part?
can't announce where this is and the name
What?
of it because I'm too embarrassed of my past
Why?
self.
Oh, who cares about that? All right, so
Oh,
listen, Jenna, tell them where it is because I want them to comment. Were we misinterpreting Cara being not a great interview? Because I remember being so annoyed by her and mad.
no. I'm not saying you're misinterpreting that. She was very weird and awkward, but I'm saying I think the reason was her making a bizarrely thought through, a misplaced, I think she's the misplaced effort to like let Natalie be the star since that's what they were sort of a
You're being
surprise. But
so
it's like,
nice, Pamela. Jenna, what's the name of the episode, please?
Okay, this is season 32, episode 5, and it's Afterbuzz special guest Natalie. It's Natalie, right? Why do we have it as Natalia? This is wrong.
No way.
Yeah,
Natalia.
The headline is written as Natalia.
No way.
Brittany, Paul, and Cara. We didn't write this.
We didn't write this. No. A producer wrote that, not us.
And we're just catching this timely error. I'm gonna yell at someone.
How are we only just catching it? You're right. I could have sworn. Now I feel really bad. That. Well, now I feel really bad and really stupid for saying that she was in underwear because
who cares? You didn't. Jenna. It's not like you said it and then never correct. You corrected it literally 5 minutes later on the same.
I'm wrong. I had to fact check myself.
Like not only I'm picturing a baseball tee and like underwear and knee socks. So like I have the whole.
All right, I'll tell you what I pictured. All right, Jenna, tell me if I'm right. I pictured super short shorts and high knee socks. That's what I remember her wearing with a tank.
But I don't see it. Maybe that was
whatever. Who cares?
Maybe that was before we started. Maybe that's
seen it.
I think no, seriously.
Yes. Like I'm on the table.
So Jenna, you might be 100% right. They came on and we had to like talk with them pre-show, and then I think one of us said to Cara, put some goddamn clothes on before the interview. I think that's really what happened. I'm not even messing around. I think she wasn't wearing something appropriate and someone had to tell her to put clothes on for the interview. That is what happened.
I really feel like
that might be what happened.
We all remember her wearing. It doesn't matter anyway. Who cares what she was wearing? But
I'm like, Dan is so right. That's what happened.
This girl was gnawing on ice cream the whole time. I don't care, whatever. Who cares?
Wait, let me share my screen.
Okay.
Share it up.
No, you have to give me permission.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God.
Now, see, now, I feel the pressure to perform how to do this. Oh, no.
No, it's hard.
Watching
you do it.
Go ahead, Jenna. Go ahead.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh my God, I can't wait. My God.
Yeah, see, I knew they were on the couch. See that? Yeah, they were in the background.
On the couch, eating ice cream.
Messing around. Look, not paying. See, I knew Cara was all the way in the back, messing around the whole time. Look at me. Look at my I was in really good shape then. Look at my big arms.
So anyway, I could put sand down, but I didn't want to
Oh, I'm rocking my less than Jake shirt. Look at me.
With her ice cream.
Look, yeah, see, she kept coming in and out, messing around. Look at this.
He's stirred the pot a little bit, right? It's already episode 3, his first season ever on the challenge.
Look how mad I am. I'm pissed.
Listen to myself. I hate this. This is
fine. Look how mad I am. I'm like, this girl, and we just started the interview too. She's messing around with a quart of ice cream.
Wait, but guys, looking back at this, were we being too hard on her? Because I really feel like there's nothing wrong with this. But we all left this feeling a little bit like weird about the situation. But now I'm looking back being like, this isn't really that bad.
I don't know. I have to re-listen to it.
We have to watch. She was eating ice cream and chiming in when she felt like it. She wasn't like paying attention to us and answering questions. And she was
the chances.
don't usually chomp ice cream during an interview. So it's like, are you? I think she was trying to let Natalie have the floor, but
well, let me ask you this, ladies. Like, if she was doing like we considered ourselves like a professional. We did a professional job on that show, right? If she was being interviewed by someone, well, like if she was being interviewed by someone on MTV, would she have sat there eating ice cream during an interview?
No,
Probably
that's
not.
what I'm saying. That's why it's like either be a guest on our show or don't, but you can't sort of come on and wear a Team Polly shirt and dress like Natalie and then eat ice cream and chime in as you feel like it.
Suspended.
Oh, why did every time I unmute, it's my annoying ass voice?
Calling me on Instagram, and my husband too. Yeah.
It's not, oh my God. Why do I feel like I have a deep voice like an old smoker? Good.
Hey, I think we all did great. Look how professional we look too. Like that's legit studio.
I aspire to have your confidence, Dan, because I'm looking back at this and
look at me go. Here we go. Look at me.
Jump off the roof.
Look at me. Dan, you look good.
Wait, let's see what Dan.
That's the debate though, because
Oh, I think this is after the interview though.
Stop talking, Jenna.
No.
This is post-interview. This is after the interview, I think.
Oh, here's this.
With those words, because Brad's mind can go anywhere with that. Right. My mind would go to, oh, she definitely at least made out with somebody else. Because that would be
of course, I'm talking about making out. Hey, I don't know. I don't think we said anything about the interview being bad on the actual tape night. I think it was just after. We're like, was that weird for anyone else or what?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I remember us all leaving that feeling like that's a little weird and unprofessional. Like we were gonna talk to Natalie, and Cara was like all up in the camera. I swear, I remember her being in underwear, and now I feel like a liar because it's not on the video. But Dan, I think you're right. I think before the interview started, we had them set up via Skype. It wasn't even Zoom.
We always did pre-shows with them. We had to.
And I'm pretty sure she was like waltzing around in the background.
Yes, it was
like, can we not do that? Like, can we have
even if we're wrong? Who cares? Because she didn't go out there with it on. She changed or whatever, put that on, whatever. Who cares? All right.
I'm furthering our false memory that like our guy Tony was like, tell her to put pants on. Like Tony had to tell Cara to put pants on.
All of us remember a lot of like
collective, like what's it called? Mandela effect.
All right. Hey, Jenna, Pam, you too. Because I'm saying Jenna though, because Jenna pointed this out. Jenna, do you remember that like it said there was a box like where we'd sit down and you could stare up into like the little storage area on the other side of the thing. It said like LeBron's stuff. LeBron James's stuff or something like that. And we're like, when the F was LeBron James here and why did he leave his stuff? It was a box.
Storage of Afterbuzz.
Do you remember that?
I remember.
I was like, Jenna, did someone interview LeBron James in the studio?
So funny. Wait, remember this one?
Well, I wasn't here for this, but congratulations on getting bananas.
Oh, you weren't there?
That was a huge get.
Shoot, none of you guys were there.
I was with Luke in Mexico. I remember being like so upset that I had to miss it.
And I joined season 32, so this is one season before I was on.
This was a really good one. He was a good sport because
I heard he was, yeah.
Chops a lot and he was good.
You know what's crazy too is like I love Johnny Bananas now, but at that point in time I didn't like him at all because I was such a West guy. But like now I'm like a huge fan of Johnny Bananas. I love him and I love Wes at the same time. So it's weird, but yeah.
What else did we have?
Like my most.
We had a bunch of good guests.
Wait, but who did we have? Who did we have in person though?
What?
Who did we have in person?
What do you mean who?
We had we had Bananas X. Who was Bananas X?
Morgan.
We had Morgan on in person.
Bananas X. I like the poor. That's
we had Nelly T. We had Nelly because he took a picture. His picture is still I kept it as our challenge after show YouTube picture. So we had Nelly on there.
Corey. Wait,
we had Corey.
The Corey's. Paulina left me high and dry for Corey's interview. It was only
that was just you, yeah.
It was only my second show doing AfterBuzz ever.
No.
I was so nervous, and
she's finding all of them right now, Pam.
Look at Corey.
Oh shoot! You gotta wait for the advertisement.
We are not brought to you by Chase Travel. Sorry about that, or Chewy.
If anybody has made it this far into this episode,
we had Veronica.
Look at how Jenna, you look like a baby. Why are you a baby in this video?
Her hair too.
Is it
so
the hair?
luminous.
Is that what it is?
Oh my God. This was so mortifying. I was so nervous.
No, I watched this. You did great because I remember you were all worried about it. And I was like, no, you did great. I watched some of this. This was good.
It's nerve-wracking though for you to have that's hard to
But
run the
look
whole
at
thing.
Pamela, look how
you.
confident she is
She's
in
good.
that, even that shot we saw.
way.
She's so
Who else?
confident. Yeah.
Jenna.
No, guys, that was my second show ever.
I know what you did do a good job.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Guys.
So let's anyway, moving on. Yeah, it was wild. They'd be drunk on the Skypes. They'd be drunk. It was
oh my God, we had Marie. We had Marie on.
Marie. Wait, that one is probably embargoed from the internet because that was a really
We had Marie.
She was really drunk.
We had Marie multiple times.
She said, "What's her name? Shouldn't have really won." She got in trouble with MTV for saying
that's why she got in trouble. And then we had her on another time when she was drunk on FaceTime.
Yes.
That time.
Yeah.
She was. I would.
Wait, so the first, so correct me if I'm wrong. What did Marie say that she got in trouble by MTV? That was our live when she was in studio. What did she say?
What's her name and what's his name won the hot guy that his personality was gloves.
Oh yeah, so that they should have won and not.
Oh my God!
Sorry, that's me finding it. I just found
Marie.
it really quick. Here we are.
He said, "Oh, look at Dan. Dan, you're like a."
I'm already upset, probably.
Dude.
I'm what?
A buff dude.
I was. So it's funny because Stacy said Stacy said I used to be too broy. She likes me more now. She said before I met you, you were like really broy. I'm like, I was a broy look. I had a broy look to me.
Yeah. You look much broier than you are. You look
like, look at the bottle of wine. It couldn't be more obvious.
Yes. Additionally, got pretty drunk that night. We went out to karaoke with her after.
We did go out after this. Yes.
It was a night.
I don't know what to say. Everybody has kids now. It was different times. You, Marie.
All right. I think we need to end this because my face is being
my
red.
cheeks are killing me right now. Yeah.
Like, is it the lighting or am I really super red? Why are we so
I'm just laughing so much.
All right, I hear my baby crying.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go have dinner and watch Bridgerton. So exciting stuff over here. Yes.
I'm going to watch a Bridgerton season 2 recap.
Yes, you do. Because I remembered there are things you need to remember. There's very important things with a Miss Penelope Featherington and Eloise Bridgerton. You must remember.
I love them. I forgot. I missed them. I'm excited.
I'm so excited to see where their relationship goes. I can't wait. All right. We're so weird. Okay. Bye.
Wild turn. And I hope
wild turn. Memory. # quick Google.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.